back to my channel, and in today's video I want to discuss hot girl summer perfumes. And when I'm saying hot girl summer, I just mean the summer where you're going about your day, you're confident, you're full of energy, you just go after what you want, you're very confident and kind of carefree, and you just want to smell good. That's what I mean by hot girl summer. I do not mean it in any other way, because I know this term can be interpreted in many different ways, and so I just wanted to explain you what I mean by this term. And if this is something that you're into, then stay tuned. And I want to start this video with two full bottles, and the first one is Eau de Soleil Blanc, and I'm probably butchering the name. Like, for the life of me, I cannot pronounce a lot of perfumes name correctly, and I'm sorry for that, but this is actually the perfume that started it all for me. I remember it was 2020 or 2021. I got the Sephora set, they have this samplers set, and this perfume was inside. And after I smelled it, I was like, no way, that's how perfumes can smell like. Because I used to think perfumes are kind of generic, and I don't know, I wasn't wowed by a lot of them. But this one really transformed this perfume world for me, because it started off very kind of bright and almost citrusy and zesty, and I wasn't a fan of it. But then it evolved so much, and it became like a very creamy, delicious, luscious, beachy, coconutty type of perfume. And I was blown away by the fact that it transformed, from very zesty, citrusy fragrance to very luscious, creamy, delicious fragrance. And so that's why I thought this fragrance deserves to be in my collection, because it started it all. There was like a sale, a very good sale in Sephora Kohl's back in March, and that's when I picked it up, because it definitely deserves to be here, and it's one of my favorite summery perfumes. And I think I like this version more than the original, more than the just the Soleil Blanc, because this one is kind of more lightweight, very, very appropriate for super hot, humid summer days. Like, it's light, transparent, but still very luscious and delicious. And if you're looking for coconutty, beachy scent that's not gonna choke you out, that's not gonna become cloying in heat, I feel like you're definitely gonna love this one. And the next perfume, it was my first blind buy. Actually, yes, last year it was my first completely blind buy, and I loved it. So I got really lucky with this blind buy, because sometimes they go really wrong. But honestly, I haven't had experiences like that yet. Crossing my fingers, I'm not gonna have a lot of them, because I barely blind buy. If you guys have been watching my channel, this year I've done it more. I've done it 3 times. Actually, that's a lot for me, but I decanted, and that's why the damage was minimized. And also, I really, really loved all my blind buys. So got lucky. I'm not gonna probably test my fate anymore. But let's get back to Quattro Pizzi. And Quattro Pizzi is one of the best tuberose fragrances in my opinion, because it smells unique. It's like a unique take on tuberose. It's a very summery tuberose. It opens up quite spicy. There's Havana, there's pink pepper, so there's definitely that kind of spiciness in there. And then you get creamy, luscious, delicious tuberose, but also it's like a little spiky, and I think it's due to that spiciness in opening. It's kind of like wild tuberose for me, definitely not like creamy or easy to like tuberose. I think this is probably not for beginners when it comes to tuberose, because it might be challenging for some people just because it's spicy. But I really still highly suggest you to try it, because it's one of my favorite tuberose, like I've said. And then there's also coconut, and coconut is truly what makes this fragrance creamy, delicious, very summery and uplifting, and definitely it smoothes out the tuberose, and that's why it's very well balanced in my opinion. Also, there are such notes as tobacco and hay, and in my opinion, I do not smell a lot of them. The stars of the show for me are the spices, the tuberose, and the coconut, and if these notes sound like something you might like, then definitely give Quattro Pizzi a chance. And the next fragrance is Golden Rule by Fleur, and this is such a flirty, playful, carefree type of scent, definitely perfect for spring and summer, especially for summer. It opens up very bright and juicy. There's pear, there's mandarin, so it's kind of like citrusy and fruity in the opening. And then as it dries down, you get creamy mix of jasmine and coconut. So definitely, very summery, very creamy. And it dries down to still jasmine, and I still pick up coconut, but also there's added creaminess and sweetness of vanilla. Like, I just love this scent, honestly. Like, if you don't know what to wear, if you just kind of want to go for playful type of mood and you just want to smell good and you don't want to overthink it, I feel like Golden Rule really is the fragrance for that. It's just so easy to like, so easy to wear, can definitely be worn all summer long without, you know, pulling for any different fragrance, just because it's so easy, but it's also very, very pleasant. And the next one is Maldives in a Bottle by Kayali. And so this is my favorite from the whole summer set that they have. It's the most sophisticated out of them all, and it's the most easy to wear, at least for me. And I really love that they added a very unique note of rosemary, and it definitely makes this fragrance stand out to me. It doesn't blend with the rest of the, you know, coconutty, beachy type of perfumes that there is an abundance of. It smells kind of fresh and like spa-like in the opening. You know, there's rosemary and there's lemon, but also you get some ylang ylang and banana in the middle, and in the base you get coconut. So I would say the most, you know, the primary notes I smell are rosemary, lemon, coconut. Banana, yes, you get some of it like somewhere in there, but it's very, very subtle. This is not a banana scent. This is like kind of coconutty, watery, aquatic, spa-like type of smell. And you do get also a hint of ylang ylang, but it's not overpowering, it's not too much, it's not like indolic or pissy ylang ylang that can happen. In some fragrances, it does not happen here at all. You know, if you want like fresh, aquatic, kind of zesty fragrance that will smell like you're in a spa, then you need to try Maldives in a Bottle. And the next fragrance is kind of similar to Maldives in a Bottle, and it's Miami Nectar by Alice Brooklyn. And this is one of my favorite fragrances from Alice Brooklyn. It's very well done and it's perfect for summer. Like, it's kind of similar, it has a similar vibe to Maldives in a Bottle, but this one is more kind of fruity and more playful, I would say. The other one is more elevated, sophisticated, kind of calm, you know, reminds you of spa. And this one is more playful. You're going to brunch with your friends, you're going to like pool party or something like that. When you spray it, it gives you like a blast of pineapple. At least to me, pineapple is super, super prominent in the opening. And then you also get like coconut water and coconut, and it just becomes very kind of tropical, beachy, summery. And then in the dry down, there is some hints of vanilla, but not too much. You know, the most I smell is coconut water, some woods, some vanilla. Overall, I think it's perfect for also very hot, humid weather. And if you want something that's just a little sweet, that is very tropical, then you will probably like Miami Nectar. And since we're talking about citrusy, tropical, beachy fragrances, the next will be Soleil de Capri by Monta. And so this is definitely probably the simplest fragrance in this whole lineup. It's very easy to like if you gift this fragrance to anybody, probably they will wear it, just because it's that simple, you know. It's citruses, some florals, and musk in the base. Like, it's very, very easy to like. This is the easiest citrusy fragrance to like in my opinion, because it's just so not offensive, so easygoing, so simple. Like, if you don't know what to gift, this is the fragrance to gift. And if you don't know what to wear, it's like really hot, maybe you want to even skip perfume, you know, you might skip perfume. Also, we need days like that, but also you can wear that and it's never gonna bother you, because it's fresh, it's citrusy, there's like a small hint of florals, and it's musky, so it smells clean, it smells refreshing, it just smells good. Perfect for days when you don't know what to wear, or you just want to wear something simple that will not distract you from whatever you're doing. And the next perfume is Baciami by Bulgari. And so this is also pretty simple, but I feel like it's more complex, even though according to Fragrantica, this one has less notes. It only has notes of vanilla, gardenia, and amber. And the most prominent notes I smell are gardenia and vanilla. It's very luscious, delicious, super, super creamy gardenia scent and vanilla scent. I would say that it smells like gardenia has been drenched in vanilla. Like, you know, you put this flower and you just put the vanilla extract all over it. You put lots of vanilla and vanilla and vanilla. Like, I would say it's 50% gardenia, 50% vanilla. So I like it personally. Like, you just if you want to smell confident, good, want to kind of, you know, project this confident energy, I feel like Baciami will be for you. But of course, like, if you will pick up this fragrance, you have to like gardenia and you have to like vanilla, because they are very, very prominent here. And about amber, you know, I don't really smell lots of amber here. Maybe it just grounds this scent, maybe it makes it more long lasting, but I do not really pick up the ambery vibes from it at all. And now let's change things up and talk about more challenging perfume, and it's Amouage Portrayal. And so this is definitely a challenging perfume not for everybody. I sometimes find it challenging for me. Like sometimes, you know, I want to wear it, sometimes I do not really, because it might come off as very intense and kind of overbearing. You know how people were speaking about guidance, that it's a lot, it's intense, and I feel like Portrayal is also like that. I mean, a lot of unwashed fragrances are like that. And I would think that this is not a casual fragrance. It's kind of more formal scent, evening type of scent. You don't have to necessarily go to a black tie event to wear it, but at least like you have to be kind of going out. You have to be going somewhere, not just running errands for this perfume. I mean, definitely you do you, but I think it might become like cloying if you just wear it during the day. And in the evening when there's some breeze, some air, it will become more kind of appropriate. And so the main notes I smell in this perfume are jasmine, some tobacco, and elemi. Like I never smelled elemi in my life, so I do not know exactly how it smells, but it definitely has this resinous, balsamic, deep, warm type of vibe. You know, if you mixed jasmine with something kind of dark, kind of resinous and balsamic, and almost like alcohol-like, then that's what you get. You get Portrayal. Like it's very unique, you know, only 4 notes according to Fragrantica, but smells more than that. It definitely probably has more notes, way more ingredients. But I would say that, you know, jasmine is definitely prominent. So you have to like jasmine and do not mind jasmine to like the scent. And of course, you have to not mind the balsamic and resinous accords to love Portrayal. But I feel like it's definitely a very unique perfume and perfume worth discovering and worth trying. And next perfume is Because I'm Free by Greedy. And this is one of my favorite Greedy perfumes because it's just so nice. Like it's also a tuberose perfume, but there is much more than just tuberose. You get this slightly almondy smell in the opening. You get candied fruits, like it's fruity. It's kind of like roasted fruits or roasted almonds. It kind of gives me this type of vibe. Then you get tuberose, definitely. But in the dry down, the magic kind of happens for me. It becomes like a caramelly, candied type of tuberose. Like there's caramel, there's vanilla in the dry down. It makes it so candied, so caramelly. It becomes very interesting, like borderline gourmand, if not fully gourmand. But it still has this tuberose accord, you know, still floral, still very wearable, but nonetheless very sweet. Also, I find this mood is pretty playful, flirty, kind of like easygoing and happy. I would say that if you like tuberose, if you like slightly candied, smell vanilla and caramel, you'll probably like Because I'm Free by Greedy. And the last perfume is Ruby by Kajal. And this is like a tropical drink, like a tropical cocktail with lots of cherry in it. This is primarily cherry scent, but there are also lots of other notes that I smell, and they make it into kind of tropical type of cherry. You know, like if you think of cherry, you probably think of something dark, slightly almondy, slightly like going into direction of Lost Cherry by Tom Ford or BDK Rouge Smoking. Not like that here at all. This is a very light and easygoing cherry. It's not medicinal or cough syrup like smelling. It's not like that at all because it's surrounded by lots of fruits. There are also lactonic and creamy notes to smooth it out, so definitely not your typical cherry. It's very kind of light, easygoing and fruity cherry. Easy type of cherry to like, I think, at least in my opinion. So I'm gonna pull my phone with the notes because honestly there are so many notes, I don't really remember them all. There's cherry, there's pineapple, there's coconut and almond, and I would say I pick up on like almost all these notes in the opening, but it's like a mix, so you cannot really make them out. But once you look at the notes, you can say, oh yeah, definitely I smell that. And then as it starts to dry down, it becomes more kind of creamy. There's whipped cream, there's ice cream, so definitely something slightly lactonic and ice cream like. And to me, that's how it stays. It stays like a cherry tropical cocktail or like a very fruity type of ice cream. I feel like if you're looking for cherry scent, but for summer, and cherry that's easygoing, not medicinal, not dark or mysterious or anything like that, then you will probably like Ruby. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. I really hope that you liked it or that it was helpful. Please share your hot girl summer recommendations for summer 2025. I'm always on the lookout for new perfumes and for perfumes to review for you. Please give me your recommendations. I'll be really waiting and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!